Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today's video we'll be going over the most iconic BMX freestyle frame design of the 1980s, the 1984 GT Performer. But wait, is it? First things first, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. It only takes a fraction of a second. It doesn't hurt, I promise, and it helps support the channel. And keep those notifications on so you don't miss any upcoming content. Now let's get back into it. Welcome to the most controversial topic I've made thus far. Now, if you're a GT fan, as I am, then you are fully aware of the impact that the 1984 GT Performer frame design made to the freestyle era and, of course, to GT. But there's some background here. Eddie Fiola was fairly new to the GT team at this point, and his input was crucial to developing the most iconic freestyle design of the 1980s. Now, Eddie convinced Gary Turner to create a bend in the down tube after the straight section of tube. And now this idea was to allow for clearance for the front brake caliper to facilitate bar spins, while Bob Morales loved standing on the frame itself, and his contributions resulted in the platform area near where the seat stay post meets the top tube. Now, prior to using the Performer, freestyle riders were primarily on racing bikes like the Interceptor and the Mach 1. Now, okay, but exactly how unique was this concept? Well, what if I told you not so much? Facts matter. The 1984 GT Performer frame set came out in, 1984. Specifically, the first serial number Performers are as early as February of 1984. While their prototype frames were developed in 1983, this time frame is important to understand for what I'm about to show you. Here is the 1984 Aero Reflex. Aero USA, or Karstenberg, was mainly out of the United Kingdom. But what's interesting here is you notice the frame design is very similar to the Performer. And then the word aero is in the bologna slice behind the seat mast tube. And what's interesting is the early Performer frames were void of any letters in that end cap slice. Coincidence? Perhaps? Now let's take a look at the 1984 General Hustler. Yes, General bikes existed in 1984. Now you'll notice a standing platform area and a similar design down tube like the GT Performer. Now shortly after this, about mid-1984, General changed their frame design to a more traditional diamond-shaped frame like most of the racing and freestyle bikes had. But wait, the 1983 Rickman Freestyler came out before the Performer. Now granted, its design has a twin top tube, but there are very much a lot of similarities here. So Rickman originated in the United Kingdom, just like Aero. Or how about the 1983 FMSA CycleBest? Originating out of Taiwan, and I don't know much about this brand, but it did exist in 1983, and it's interesting. Well, then we have the 1984 BH Trick Styler. Now, this bike started out in Spain, and I believe was introduced as a 1985 model for Europe. Moving into 1985 and throughout 1987, there are a plethora of copycats or clone designs like the Raleig's Ultramax from Canada, or the Shock, which is eerily similar to a 1987 Performer and a 1987 Pro Freestyle Tour blended. Also well known as the Royce Union bikes, Western Flyers, although one could argue that the Western Flyer Freedom is a little bit different behind the seat mast. Completely different, actually, than the Performer. Anyway, my point is, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Did Eddie and Bob conceive this design without any outside influence? Was it subconscious, like when a musician accidentally rips off a riff from another band? Well, go ahead, argue away in the comments section. And that about wraps it up. So, brings us to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Make sure you get subscribed. Now, remember, get back to your builds, stay safe, stay healthy, and remember, tomorrow's not guaranteed.